So when one part of us from a different vantage point can look back at another part of us and say, it's okay, or I accept you, or I forgive you, or I am going to make sure that you have what you need, whatever the consoling thing that that person needed to hear at that point in order to do better or do something different, we can offer that now. And that is psychological gold, okay? Really important work that we do when we are able to do that. Okay, how can we understand this kind of relationship with ourselves, right? How to best explain this or work towards this, okay? If you were watching this child learning to walk, toddling along from the park bench, would you be sitting there and would you be thinking, oh gosh, look at that child. That child is never going to walk. That child's a really bad walker, And would you be focusing in the moments in which the child fell down? And would you be sitting there sort of disappointed and frustrated as they're crying and they're upset? No, of course not. You'd be sitting there from the park bench and you'd be thinking, oh, ouch, poor child, they're doing great, right? That's how you would think about a toddler of that age. Likewise, we have to learn to, from our current vantage point, learn to think about ourselves at previous stages of development in just the same way, right? We don't freeze the frame. We don't do that to ourselves. And likewise, we have an enormous amount of compassion for the part of us that had to fall down at points, okay? Where part of our learning involved falling down, getting hurt, getting injured, injuring others, this kind of thing, all right? That's the way we approach previous stages of development, previous regrets, previous mistakes, this kind of thing. Now, here's the thing. I know that this is, I'm making this easier than it sounds. I know that when we try to do these things, there is that bit in us that is kind of resistance, right? We all have it. Everybody has it. The more, in fact, that we try to do it sometimes, the more we tighten up a little bit. You'll be familiar with that dynamic kind of internally, trying to be forgiving, trying to be accepting, and then we tighten up, and it's really, really hard. So if you're having trouble with this, if you're thinking, nope, really, I hear everything you're saying, but really, I blew it. I blew it really bad that time. I really did, you need a little help. Then you need a little bit of support with this. Nobody can truly be objective in relation to themselves at points like this, and you can be struggling to kind of observe yourself with the distance that's needed, the distance that you would extend to even a stranger sometimes. The reason for this, I think, is multifaceted, but I think this can be true if we have been a little bit under-affirmed at points. We haven't kind of learned how to do this. If there are places where the wound is kind of big, that can be a reason. If we're feeling a little bit low otherwise, sometimes if the mood has already dipped a bit, this can be harder to negotiate this. And I think this can also be harder sometimes when we are adjusting to new life circumstances, okay? We're managing a lot, okay? And this is sometimes why we need that mirroring and that support from others. Everybody does. One thing that I can assure you is that your life has had plenty of meaning and meaningful moments, and that you have done good stuff based on the things that you have valued, the people that you have valued, the unique character strengths that you have. So if some of this is a little bit hard, and actually, even if it's not, I'm going to help you with this. It's something I want you to do. A good place to start is by having a look at your unique personal character strength composite. What's that? Okay, that's a positive psychology tool that is offered by the VIA organization. Okay, the VIA survey, it's called. And you go onto the website and you answer, a couple of questions like a survey. And by doing this, it can generate your unique top 7 character strengths, which will tell you actually a lot about your essence, a lot about that kind of ageless self, okay? It will kind of tell you just the things that you are sort of naturally good at, the things that you value that are important to you. And it can be helpful in terms of coming back home, in a sense, okay? Here is what I can tell you for sure. I can tell you that good things have come into the world as a result of these character strengths, and as a result of the unique way that these character strengths evolved within you, okay? The unique story that is behind them. Now, how about spending some time maybe thinking about that? That would be really good. If your top strength is something like creativity or fairness or leadership, what this means is that this is a value of yours. This is something that means a lot to you, okay? They're kind of innate strengths, and they've been reinforced by life experiences. Most likely, they have probably been reinforced by many good experiences, and sometimes by some of the bad experiences. So let's say anybody who comes up with leadership, let's say, for example, as a top strength, well, they've probably experienced some really good leadership in their life. They've probably worked really hard to be a good leader somewhere in their life. They've probably also failed at different points in their leadership and really felt the pain of that, okay? And that reinforced leadership as a strength and as a value. They've probably seen some bad leadership. They've probably experienced some painful leadership. These all contributed to this value. They all contributed to this character strength. And good things have come from this character strength. That's the point. Those are the complexities that lie underneath, okay? The hidden beauties. And this is, this tool, this is just like the tip of the iceberg when it comes to the complexities and the meaning which lie beneath your unique story. I think the most important thing for us to take away from this is that well-lived lives are not emotionally sterile. You know, they're complex, they're messy, they're hard, we suffer, we worry, you know? And the best possible thing that a human being can do in life is to take something that was painful, difficult, unjust, wrong, ugly, and to attempt to do something beautiful with it. That's the best possible thing that we can do. Regrets serve a very valuable purpose in informing that process. Now, if you've ever done this even once in your whole life, then your life has been meaningful. And likely you have done this a lot more than you even realize, okay? And this is something that we see a lot when someone comes into therapy. They've done a lot more of this than they've ever even realized. You may feel sad that you didn't do more of this. You may feel that there were many times in which you failed to do this. You may regret that you didn't do more of it. But, well, that's kind of like your initiation into the human race. You know, that's your welcome to the 90%. That's just as unique. That's also a unique part of your story, okay? When you listen to these stories that come into therapy over years, the themes are always the same. There is love, there is betrayal, there is fear, there is hurt, there is injury, there is shame. There are all of these things. And every single person, using what they've been given and using the adversities that they have faced, have woven these together in a unique way. They've done their best. They've woven them together, and it's always unique. The picture always looks unique. Okay. In the end, what's going to matter is not how tidy it was, not how even beautiful it looks, not how in order everything is, not how few regrets or how many regrets. It's going to be that we were consistently there weaving them together, right? That we were always trying to kind of weave them in and make sense of them. And in the end, these unique patterns that emerge are stunning, regrets and all.